Hey guys, so this is my seventh Dominaria United quick draft. I will just get right into it. We should have plenty of time to do two more drafts today. Okay, the rare is Ertai Resurrected. This is a very good card. When he enters the battlefield, you can counter a spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. So, remember that. That's not just spells, that's everything. Its controller draws a card. So what's a good example of an activated or triggered ability in Dominaria United? For example, the one right next to it, Cleaving Skyrider, has an enter the board trigger. So you could if you don't, for some reason you might, I don't want to counter the Cleaving Skyrider. I'm going to counter his ability. You could do that with Ertai Resurrected. Another possibility, if you look at founding the third path, I wonder about these. So these saga chapters, do these count as triggered abilities? I think they might do. You could, if you fancied, you could counter one of these triggered abilities. But also you can just destroy another target creature or planeswalker. Actually, that is relevant with sagas then, because you can't destroy the saga. Maybe you could counter the trigger. It's worth investigating, I think. Anyway, needless to say, we are taking Ertai Resurrected because that's a fantastic card. It looks like we might be going blue-black. I mean, this is such a good card. I think you build around this guy. It's not going to be things that are so amazing. Usually that you want to go somewhere else. Okay, Djinn of the Fountain. Yeah, this card's good. It's expensive. It goes very well in a spells deck. You might want to get to 7 mana and have a 1 mana instant when you play this, because if they target him with the removal, you play your 1 mana instant and you can exile Djinn of the Fountain. Of course, they might have an Ertai Resurrected, which will come into play and counter your triggered ability. But it's very, very unlikely. Yeah, so this is a pretty good end game beta. Yeah, so not bad. And Micromancer is a bit of card advantage. You just need to collect a bunch of 1 mana instants and sorceries. Off the top of my head, if we're looking at blue and black, that would be things like Cut Down, the blue cantrip that costs 1 as well. It's right here, timely interference. Shore Up would work as well. There's also things, there's a couple in red, I believe. There's a really good white one. There's the Destroy Target Tap Creature, only costs 1. Tear Asunder, by the way, that's a very good removal spell, but it's green and black. Do we want to go into a third colour this early? I think maybe not. It's sort of tempting to just, because I find I lose against a lot of decks that have 4 or 5 colours, and it seems effortless for them to fix their mana. And I have had one good experience with a 4-colour deck recently, where I was able to. It seemed very dodgy, but I was able to get the right mana with enough sort of card draw and scrying effects. So, which is better, Tear Asunder or Djinn of the Fountain? I think is the question. I think we tried Djinn of the Fountain. It is You know, it's a 6 mana late game thing, so it's not it's probably not the first spell you want to get usually, but I think maybe it's good enough to pick. Right. So if we're thinking just blue-black, keeping it simple, we'll be ignoring things like Bite Down, Citizen's Arrest, so these are good removal cards. But we could just either take Impulse, and then that's an instant spell to go with our Gin of the Fountain. We could take Eerie Soul Tender. That's so that does self-mill. That's a whole other kettle of fish. When we don't necessarily want to get into. So it seems a little bit weird to take Impulse here, but I think we've committed to blue-black. And maybe that's just the best option. Okay, Coral Colony. Well, I've seen people. I lost a game against Coral Colony. This is definitely part of a dedicated defender deck, because its only ability here is to mill somebody. The Sprouting Goblin. We have Tatyova, Steward. So this is a double green. This is a big, quite hefty commitment to green. It's really good though. And I'm tempted to take it. We've got another Citizen's Arrest. We've got Essence Scatter, Gibbering Barricade, blue-white land, and a black-red land. So, if we're committed to blue-black, we take Essence Scatter, I think. That's the best card. If we take the best card in the pack, we take Tatyova, and we think about 3 colours. I think we can. You can definitely draft a 3-colour deck, then cut it down to 2 colours at the end. I think we could have Ertai, could have black as a splash colour. This could be a green-blue deck. I think, yeah, Tatyova's more exciting than Essence Scatter here. I'm going to take the Tatyova. Okay. Right, Linebreaker Baloth. It is a pretty decent creature. It's another late game kind of creature. We've already taken 1 late game card. It seems it might be excessive to get another to get a 5-drop here. It just depends. Is this so good we can take it? And are we really committing to green as well? It's another question. The blue card is the Tidepool Turtle. I'm a fan of the turtle, but I suppose it doesn't pressure. It doesn't put a load of immediate pressure on your opponent, but long term, if your opponent doesn't deal with it, you're getting lots of lovely scrying with all your excess mana. That said, I never see anyone play this, because I think, maybe the mindset is aggro focused. Now, out of the corner of my eye, I have spotted something absolutely fantastic. Vineshaper Prodigy. I see everyone plays this card. I never seem to play blue-green, but this is definitely the pick. It's a Grizzly Bear, and it gives you an extra card out of the top 3. So this is, I think, definitely the pick. I think we are definitely committing to green here with this card. There we go. It makes sense. It's another 2-drop. Potentially you can just play it as a Grizzly Bear on turn 2 as well, just to pressure your opponent. Doesn't feel good to do that, but sometimes it's just the right choice. Okay, blue, green, black. We've got negate. Soaring Drake, good evasion creature. 3 mana, 2/3. Gibbering Barricade, Splatter Goblin, Tribute to Urborg. So, how committed are we to black? Because Tatyova is a heavy commitment to green, and maybe Jin is a heavy commitment to blue. It's looking like we can just splash Ertai. I think we don't want any more black cards here. So Soaring Drake's good. Barkweave Crusher is alright. I've never used this card though. Scout the Wilderness helps us fix our mana and find our swamp, and we're in green. I think this makes a lot of sense. I feel like you see a lot of Scout the Wilderness. These go quite late in the draft. I feel like we'll find more of these later, and maybe I just take a good flyer now, a 2/3 flyer for 3. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's take the flyer. Getting good aggressive 2-drops and 3-drops is quite a priority, I would say. Right, Relic of Legends is ramp. Helps when you've got a couple of legendaries as well. You can tap these guys for mana. It would help us get out Jin at the Fountain, I suppose. But there is also Pixie Illusionist. This could be a 3/3 flyer, and it can it's mana fixing. So I think this has to be the choice, even though Relic of Legends could be pretty good here. Pixie Illusionist, yeah. Okay. Another Soaring Drake. Yeah, pretty happy to see that. Let's get I think another one. It's pretty solid. Okay, Salvage Mana Worker. I do like these guys. It's more mana fixing. It's a defensive creature. We need more 2-drops. Oh yeah, interesting. Landwall Stalker. I was looking at a tier list today, and or yesterday rather. And this got 1 out of 5. So this is at the bottom of the green tier list. The sort of never pick this card kind of thing. But when you think about it, this is basically, most of the time, this is going to be a 2/1 creature. You're playing creatures most turns, right? So a 2/1 creature for 1 mana is, surely that's fine, right? And even you can build, if you're building green-white tokens, maybe it's getting to, hit for a lot of damage. Maybe it's getting to trade up with something. I think this is better than a 1 out of 5 card. I don't pick it myself usually, but feel like it could be good. We definitely don't pick it here because we're probably going for a few more spells. We're probably than creatures, even though we've got a lot of creature picks already. We're not going for tokens, so. But yeah, we've got Salvage Mana Worker, and we've got Founding the Third Path. So you can cast something from your hand, you can mill 4, and then you can recast instant or sorcery from your graveyard. Oh, excuse me, my alarm went off. Right. You got to be, yeah. It's tricky figuring out how good this card is, because it seems good. I guess what's the power in this card is being able to choose from all your instants and sorceries in your graveyard and recast one of them. Recast the best, most appropriate one. So I think that's the power of this card. It's good sort of card selection. You feel like you have to play lots of cheap instants and sorceries to get out, value out of Chapter 1, but I guess you don't have to do that. And mill 4 cards. So usually I would play this as sort of a self-mill card. Unless you're playing Coral Colony, there's not much mill in this environment. I think I take the mana worker here. I'm not I'm not certain of how much how good this card is, because it looks like we're pretty heavy on creatures so far. We've got one impulse. Okay, that's interesting. The Micromancer has come back around. So that'll be a commitment to finding some 1 mana spells. Or we could take 1 mana spells. So it's kind of, well, the timely interference is pretty good because it's drawing you a card. Shore Up is good when you've got something you want to protect, I would say. So we want to protect Tatyova, for example. But I think I want to take the Micromancer first, because that's, card advantage is good. Right, here. I have picked Meteorite before. It's not a very popular card, to be honest, but it's mana removal plus mana fixing for 5 mana. So it does 2 things. But I think I take a Snare Spinner here. Small flyers are a thing. This can trade off with a Soaring Drake, for example. I think that's pretty good for a 2-drop. Okay, so there's the Coral Colony. We don't have any defenders. I don't think we're going defenders. I think we take the Deathbloom Gardener, which is an excellent ramp card. This does double duty as well. It's one of your death. It's a death touch blocker in a pinch, but it's also ramping you out. Okay, cool. So Broken Wings or Typal Turtle. So this set, I would say, it's more known for legendary creatures. That's kind of a feature of the set. Artifacts and enchantments they're kind of secondary in this set. You could maybe blow up someone's salvage mana worker. There are definitely flyers, but you're not guaranteed to run into flyers. So this will be a dead card 50% of the time, I think, if you main deck this. I think I take the Tidepool Turtle. I believe in this card. I don't know, I might not play it, but I potentially could play this. This could absolutely be good in the long game, I think. And we'll take a negate. Okay, we have Anointed Peacekeeper. A nice, a decent white rare. I'm going to go ahead and say it's not so amazing that we pivot into white. It's a 3/3 Vigilance for 3. It lets me look at my opponent's hand and tax one of their cards. I mean, it's fine, but I think we'll sideboard that. Let's see what we have here. Coalition Sky Knight. We have the Battlewing Mystic. So this is basically just a 2/1 flyer for 2. It fills the 2-drop slot. It's quite aggressive. You probably very rarely get to kick it, especially when you're blue-green, but seems okay. Elvish Hydromancer. It's weird. You see this card on tier list, you think, what on earth is that? I never see that card. And here it is. It is a green elf with a blue kicker. If it was kicked, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Wow. Oh, this is great. Okay, we definitely pick that. We will have a look. A Magnagoth Sentry. That's a good common in green as well. 4/4 reach for 4. That'll do. But yeah, Elvish Hydromancer is fantastic. And of course, if you copy a legendary, one of them will die. So it's no good for copying Tatyova. It could copy a Djinn of the Fountain. That could be pretty cool. But anyway, let's see what we've got here. Strength of the Coalition. Yeah, so this can pump your entire team permanently with white kicker. I've run into that once. We have a blue-white flyer. It's sort of, the RNG is suggesting that I splash white for these cards, I think. We don't have too many spells. It's a 3/3 flyer for 5 mana. I don't think you don't want to get too carried away about this card, I think. No, it's not worth. I don't think it's not worth adding another colour for this guy. Okay, you've got the drawbridge, herbalist. So Essence Scatter, Voda Sea Scavenger. I'm a fan of this card. I like scrying. I suppose, though, what you do is you can really just compare it to Automatic Librarian, which does the same thing, but scries for 2. We might have a swamp in this deck, so we might be able to scry for 3 with this one. So it's basically an Automatic Librarian for me. I think we probably go for another Mana Worker. And that, I suppose, yeah, Yavimaya Sojourner gets cost decrease for the number of basic turn land types. So far, we're not going for domain in this deck. But we've got green as a main colour. We could do that. And this is a nice big chunky creature. But maybe we go for the Mana Worker plan and we just fix our mana with those. We have another Micromancer. We still don't have any 1-drop spells. Phyrexian Espionage. We might be able to do the kicker with this. Herbal Repossession. I think, yeah, maybe we can't support this, really. We don't want too many main deck black spells, but Bog Badger has black kicker. I think that's a good 3-drop. 3/3 for 3. It's solid. But I think that the Micromancer calls to me. It's got so much potential of being good. And we can just cut these. If we don't get any 1-mana spells, we can cut these, and I think we'll be fine. We'll have plenty of other options. Okay, Ertai Scorn. Counterspell. Probably pretty okay. The Tolarian Gazer is quite fun. We'll only have access to white through the Mana Workers, but this is, yeah, a cantrip, sorcery speed, bounce spell. It's not bad. Aggressive Sabotage, Bone Splinters, very interesting. This is a 1-mana spell for Micromancer. We're splashing black. We might be able to play this. Phyrexian Rager, I don't recommend. Another Mana Worker or a blue-black land could be very good. I think because we've got 2 Micromancers, I think we take every 1-mana spell that we could potentially cast that's useful. So I think, yeah, Bone Splinters, is it useful? We don't have many things we want to sacrifice, really, but let's see if that'll work. Another Bone Splinters there, by the way. We have Combat Research. This is instants and sorceries it finds. Yeah. That's an enchantment. This is very good on a cheap flyer, like Pixie Illusionist. Worth considering. We have Frost Fist Strider. So this is effectively, yeah, taps a creature and puts a stun counter on it. So, yeah, they don't untap the first turn. I see quite a few people playing this. It seems very good. So yeah, this is sort of a, it is a 5-drop. It's expensive. We can just get another Soaring Drake. We've got 2 already. I guess we'll look at the mana curve. We've got room for, I reckon, another big creature. Tolarian Terror. Not too many spells yet. Another Bone Splinters. Combat Research, I'd say it's high risk, high reward. Frost Fist Strider seems just quite solid. Sometimes Combat Research just wins you the game. It's sort of that's happened to me a few times. It's quite tempting. I've also come up against a lot of just removal tribal decks, it feels like. I don't know. We don't need Combat Research to win. I think Frostfist Strider is better. Okay, Bulwark, Phalanx. Okay, another Pixie Illusionist. Seems good. Take that. Another Combat Research. Okay. But there's also Territorial Marrow. That will be, I would say, 6/6 at most in this deck. It's probably going to be 4/4 most of the time. It's not good, not a good card here. We get Soaring Drake. Let's take the Combat Research. We've now got 2 Pixie Illusionists. There's not a bad chance of turn 1 Illusionist. Okay, do we need a second Djinn of the Fountain? There's not a good selection here for me. I would never play Splatter Goblin in this deck, so let's take a Djinn. Don't have to use it. Academy Wall is alright. I think we take an Impulse here though. Okay. That blue-white creature again. Let's take this Scry. 3-drop. Seems fine. Yeah, Meteorite or Urborg Repossession. Urborg Repossession is a 1-mana sorcery. I think that is a good argument for it. Take the Ertai Score, and that goes quite late in the draft. The bots don't like counterspells, they like me. Oh, that is a nice rare to open. A relevant blue rare, Defiler of Dreams, 4/3 flying. Blue permanents cost 1 blue less if you pay life for them. And whenever you cast a blue permanent, you draw a card. That seems good. I think we're taking this somehow. There's another Djinn of the Fountain there. We'll have a little deck recap here. We don't have a single land at all that we've taken. I don't think we'd play... I'm not sure we'd play 2 Djinn of the Fountain, so we're going to drop one of them. Obviously we want 23 cards, so I think it's a good time to make a few cuts here. We could cut the counterspell. We could cut... Yeah, let's look at our mana curve. Right. I think we cut a 3-drop. Let's do that. Let's cut another 3-drop. Let's cut Voda Sea Scavenger. See what it looks like. Let's get the absolute core of the deck established. Do we need a Tidepool Turtle? I guess we've got... Yeah, because we've got other good 4-drops. Maybe Tidepool Turtle gets the cut at the moment. Do we keep negate? Yeah, maybe keep negate for now. But now we've got 23 cards. We have a deck, and we've just started pack 3. We can just look to try and improve our deck now. We've got quite a good mana curve, I'd say. So it's going to be just slot for slot improvement. So we have Djinn of the Fountain, but I don't think I want to play 2 of them. Especially now we've got a couple of good 5-drops. Defiler of Dreams, Phosphorus Strider, Queen Alanal, Scribe Tablet. Stall for Time's pretty good. Another Soaring Drake is pretty good. We'd like Extinguish the Light, but we're not going to get to double black here. We could take Gaia's Might because it is an instant we could cast. We could find with Micromancer. Or we just take a Soaring Drake. What would this be upgrading? Because we wouldn't be dropping Tatyova, Elvish Hydromancer. Where there is a good chance we just give up on the Micromancer idea. We drop all our 1-drop things. Then we need something else to replace it. So in that case, I think we'd take Soaring Drake. I don't think Gaia's Might is that good in this deck because it's going to probably be +2/+2. So I think it's Soaring Drake here. There is mana fixing. There is Crystal Grotto. So if you've got good mana fixing lands and you've got a full deck, I think you take the land actually. I think let's not overlook Crystal Grotto here. Yeah, I think it's Crystal Grotto. Wow, okay, we found another combat research. Another Soaring Drake. Blue-red. I don't think we've got any red kicker in the deck. So yeah, we take the combat research. Why not? Okay, the Morrow. Rona is double black. We can't afford that in this deck. Tidal Turtle. Eerie Soul Tender. So we've got a chance to just keep building up our 1 mana spells. Just as it might be viable. We'll as a strategy, we'll just keep doing that. Cut down as well. That gives us a nice choice. We might not want a Bone Splinters. We might want to cut down. Deathbloom Gardener, though, is also good. We've got 1 already. We might want to play a turn 4 Defiler of Dreams. Tricky choice, I would say, but let's go for the cut down here. Okay, aggressive 2-drop blue creature we could get. We could get a Tolarian Terror. If we're actually going for these spells, that might be good. How many 2-drop creatures have we got? Just 4. This could be a good target for combat research. I think this might be a better idea than Tolarian Terror when most of our spells are difficult to cast. Yeah, okay, we have 7 instants and sorceries. I think probably drop the negate at this point. So yeah, if we drop the Micromancers and the 1-drops, that gives us that gets us down to 20 cards, or in fact 19, not counting the land. So that would leave 4 slots in the deck. We actually have plenty of things we can fill there. I think it's Haunting Figment because we are potentially a combat research deck. We've got blue-white fixing, black-white fixing. And there's just a lot of black spells I don't think we'd cast, to be honest. Blue-white fixing would be good if we have, white kicker on something, which we might still pick up later. Yeah, we'll take the beachfront. Okay, we have a 1-mana spell, an actual 1-mana blue spell. I think we take Shore Up here. We've got things we want to protect, I think. Oh, that's a very good hit. Nael, Avizoa, Aeronaut. Pick 9. Yes, please. It's another good thing to protect. So, Guy's Might or Soaring Drake. I'll go for the Soaring Drake here. Yeah, it's another 1-mana spell. I just don't think it's not high impact though. I don't think I want to play it. It's not now it's the only option really. Guy's Might. Well, Hexbane Tortoise. I've never really played this card. I don't rate it very highly, but maybe it's better than I think. But I suppose, yeah, you probably want a Soaring Drake over a Hexbane Tortoise, to be honest. We'll take the Guy's Might. Typal Turtle, Crusher, Elfane Worm, pretty good. Llanowar Stalker. I don't think we play Llanowar Stalker. There's a negate. Okay. That seemed pretty decent. So I guess there's a couple of card advantage ideas we've got. The simple one, I guess, is combat research and evasion creatures. And we can potentially do that quite early in the game and get a lead. And then we've got the Micromancer and 1-mana spells, which it does suffer from. It suffers from Guy's Might not being high impact in this deck because it's only going to be +2/+2, and the black spells being a splash color. We do have the Shore Up. But I think, on balance, yeah, I think I don't think it worked out. I don't think it doesn't look like a good strategy. I think Ertai Resurrected should be the only black card in the deck, and hopefully combat research will give us card advantage. And that immediately takes us down to 42 cards. So it's a lot easier to 41 cards. We could drop Shore Up if we want, but maybe this is pretty good for protecting Tatyova and Nael, which can give you sort of these a creature with combat research. So yeah, this is we keep this. We have three counter spells as well. We just want to protect the combat research. Could almost go, yeah, basically blue, like a blue tempo deck. I don't think we need Elfane Worm. That's a pretty easy cut. We want well, it does have evasion. It's got trample, but we've got a couple of 5-drops. We've got a 6-drop. I don't think we need another 5-drop. If we want to play these 3 counter spells, what would we drop is the question. And we could just drop the top end of the deck. Defiler of Dreams is a bit too good though. I think, yeah, we could drop the Strider, drop the Djinn, drop something else. Maybe we don't need a spinner because we've actually got a few flyers. We've got 2 illusionists, 3 soaring drake. Nael, so that's 6, 7 flyers. What does the deck look like there? 5, 6, 6, 2, 2, 1. Let me just drop Djinn and Frostfist Strider, and we add these counter spells. Feels dirty adding counter spells to my draft deck, but this is kind of an established style of deck which seems to work, so I think maybe this is what we do. I guess, yeah, we'll keep the idyllic beachfront. It gives us another type of land because Nael does have a domain effect. That's a question. Are we going to miss Djinn of the Fountain and Frostfist Strider from this deck? I think we've got some pretty beefy late game sort of strategies. We don't really need to have these big creatures, I think. Yeah. Okay. I think I'll call that end of part 1. That seems like a pretty good first pass at a deck. I'll give it some thought and mull it over a little bit. Anyway, so thanks for watching so far. And I'm back. So I've made a minor change. I've decided I don't need the mana workers. So I've dropped both of these. I've added Frostfist Strider. So I realised my deck's very low on removal. So tapping something down could be very important. And, it's another decent-sized blocker on the ground as well. And then I thought about the next card. I've actually gone for Tidepool Turtle. So this is it's basically a wall on the ground, but also it's in that when we get to that late game stage when we're top decking, this is huge. Being able to scry for 3 mana as many times as you want. I think I'm a believer. I'm a believer in the turtle, and I'm actually taking the turtle over Djinn of the Fountain, which this is expensive. It's 6 mana for a 4/4 flyer. It's got the protection ability when you cast an instant. Now, why is this not ideal for the deck? Well, the only relevant instant is Impulse. So this upgrades my 2 impulses into protection spells, because my other spells are basically protection spells already. Shore Up, 2 negates, and Ertai Scorn, so you can counter removal spells or give hexproof. So Djinn of the Fountain's ability seems kind of redundant in a way in the deck, so I don't think we need it, and we can go for cheaper things. That's my argument, and Typal Turtle seems like a pretty good, powerful utility to have in the deck. But you know, we'll see how it bears out. I'm a believer in the turtle. So, in terms of mana sources for Ertai, our black splash, we've got Swamp, Crystal Grotto, Deathbloom Gardener, and I realised, of course, Pixie Illusionist is mana fixing. So that's the reason I realised, I've actually got 5 sources without the mana worker. Five fixing things is probably good enough to cast Ertai. I mean, ideally your illusionists are busy hitting your opponent with combat research and drawing cards for you, but in a pinch they might be able to help you play out an Ertai. So yeah, I feel pretty happy with the deck. I feel this ought to do quite well. This, you know, ought to get me a win at least. But you never know with these things. Sometimes the deck you're very confident in goes 0-3 for no apparent reason. But I think we just got to get started now. See how much time we've got left now. Okay, it's yeah, it adds on 3 hours to finish your games. So of course I want to do another draft after this. So we've got a generous amount of time. We've got 4 hours to finish these games, so that should be fine. I will add this to the decks. So yeah, the one worry in the deck, we just don't have very much removal. I've just added that Frostfist Strider. We've got Ertai Resurrected, and then we're relying on we've got the one counter spell that could counter creatures. Ertai's Scorn. We've got a Death Toucher on the ground. Interesting. No green mana. We actually hit our splash. We've got a Negate, Soaring Drake, Defiler of Dreams. Maybe this is good. Let's keep it. I think we go turn 3 Soaring Drake. We're not going to be greedy and try and play Defiler first. That's the 5th land we need for Defiler on turn 5, so that's quite good. But we might get run over here, I feel like. It's red-white. Okay, he is going for this strategy, the domain strategy. He's managed to hit 4 colours of mana in the first 2 turns. That's a good start for him. He's just missing black. And we have 2 Soaring Drakes. And there's his Nael, Avizoa, Aeronaut. This is where we regret not having removal. So I guess we'll try and block this and hope he doesn't have a pump spell. I'll play the Gardener here. So this will scry for 4 if it gets through. He might have like Lightning Strike or something here. He just got a Swamp. Okay, it will scry for 5 and draw a card. This is a disaster. But I'm getting a chance to block. That is a relief. So yeah, it's I think it took him. Okay, he's got a removal spell. Bite down. Fair enough. Okay. Now, let's just think. Now, I can play Defiler of Dreams. This only cheapens my blue permanents. I won't be able to follow up the Soaring Drake, and I won't be able to protect this with Negate. And he's got 4 cards left. So, next, obviously I'm greedy. I want to play Defiler first, then play a Drake next turn and draw a card. Naturally. That's my instinct. The correct thing to do, I think, is play Soaring Drake, and then I'll have mana up for the Negate. Right? We'll play the Forest. We'll play the Soaring Drake. I think I only need 2 mana for Negate, so I can actually swing in for 1 damage. I think that's fine. So it is typical sort of game 1. I think it was maybe it was yeah, it was a 5 turns, 5 colors of mana start for this opponent. I call it the magical christmasland mana base. And yes, Jar, he has obviously 5 colors of mana. He will be able to pump this up with a token, which is tragic. If he attacks, if he doesn't find another way to tap this, I will kill Tsar. This will be a 3/5. Which we could double block with Defiler of Dreams to kill it and still have mana for a Negate. And he would own, it would be a trade-off for my Defiler of Dreams, and I'd have Negate mana up. Which, it feels painful to do that. Or the other option is Frostfist Strider, tap down Nael. When I want, obviously, yeah. Okay, we're going to Frostfist Strider. And attack like this. And we've got Negate mana up. But yeah, it is. Oh, it's painful watching all this potential card draw. Okay, we could negate that. So it's obviously going to kill my Deathbloom Gardener. Which means we don't get to, well, no, we, oh, this pumps himself up to 5/5 when he attacks. So we're going to take 5 damage anyway if we negate this meteorite, because he's going to swing in. We can't block with the Strider. Okay, we'll save the negate, because we have to tap this to actually negate it. So it won't be able to block anyway this turn. Deck 5. Hey, I've got my own Nael. That's nice. Okay, Defiler of Dreams. Okay, this is so painful. Right, we've got to, I think, play Nael to block his Nael. Because Defiler of Dreams dies to Nael now. And then I can double block Tsar on the ground. Just feels so terrible, this. Okay, let's do it. Nael. And we're gonna block. And I hoping this doesn't get pumped again, right? 5 toughness, it's equal to the number of basic lands he's got, right? Okay, Joda's Codex, oh my god. So this will cost him, he'll just be able to tap this, draw a card every round. That's disgusting. I think we 100% have to negate this. He did not attack. He's scared of my Nael now. Okay. Well, I'm going to play a Defiler of Dreams and pretend I've got another negate. I'm guessing Joda's Codex number 2 right now. That's my prediction. Oh no, okay, he's got a decent blocker. And another decent blocker, 2 Magnagoth Sentries. That's a pretty... And then they get to pump to 5/5, of course they do. There's me thinking, Frostfist Strider, that'll be enough removal in my deck. Okay, we will block with a Strider and the Soaring Drake. At least he's tapped out. Oh well, we have a defensive spell. So my Defiler of Dreams could trade off for a Magnagoth Sentry. Imagine that. Or, yeah, we could do one of these double block. Yeah, probably trade Nael for a Magnagoth Sentry. So literally that's all he's had. Just, it feels like the greediest deck imaginable. 5-drop, 5-drop, 1 removal spell, 3 4-drops, 5-drop removal spell, and he's just got away with it. What are the chances he's got instant speed removal here in response to my short up? Because I'd quite like to just kill Nael here. It means I'm totally dead to these Magnagoth Sentries. But he's going to get huge card advantage from this. I think I just have to hope I top deck incredibly well. Yeah, I'm just going to take 10 damage, I don't care. I'm going to kill this Nael. Sure, we might have to do some chump blocks next turn, but what's he got now? What's his follow-up? Okay, kicked Vineshaper Prodigy. Could be good. Let's see if we get a good result of this. Ertai's Scorn, of all things. Yes, okay. being able to counter anything might be good. Let's play the island so we can cast it. Counter anything. So, we're on 5 life. That's the horrible, horrible reality. So Defiler of Dreams is going away. And we have to chump block something. We can't kill both of these. That's a good point. So, do we make the most of this situation? We have a counter spell. We can actually, I believe we can attack with Nael. We've got a double block a sentry. We've got a chump block a sentry. Yes. In fact, we do 10 damage to him here, but obviously we can't do that. So we will attack with Nael and scry for 3 and try and get something good. It's too late for negate. I think we impulse and dig deeper. Okay, one of them's a land. One of them's a meteorite to kill my chump blocker. So that will force me to chump block both of his guys. So we have to Ertai scorn the meteorite. We're getting absolutely getting our teeth kicked in by meteorite at the moment. It's kind of funny. Let's double block one of them like that. And these two have got 6 toughness between them, and then chump block here, and they don't have trample. Thank goodness for that. And has he got another spell? Has he got a combat trick? Okay. Has he got bite down? Oh, he's got a banalish sleeper to make me sacrifice a creature. Well, okay. I'll sacrifice a Soaring Drake. Then I've got a chump block with Nael this turn. Unless we can impulse for something good. Something good you say. Right, Pixie Illusionist is 3/3, right? So we can double block and kill his dude. Tidepool Turtle doesn't quite do it. It's only 4 power. So, yes. And we've got to, fingers crossed, he doesn't top deck another removal spell. Or a combat trick, or a haste creature. I'm just going to get ready on the good game. I'm pretty sure he's top-decked removal. Come on, what did you top deck? Oh, okay. Okay. It was Scout the Wilderness. So he's getting 2/1/1s. Okay, I have Ertai Resurrected. Choose up to 1. I can choose 0. I don't want to give him a card. I don't think destroying the meteorite is going to be very helpful here. I mean, I could start hitting him. We lose the race. We're losing in 3 turns and winning in 5 turns, but okay, I think I've got to Ertai Resurrected his next big threat here. I think I just don't attack. I think we'll do a war of top decking here. It's a waste of Ertai to flash him out to block a token, I think. Wow. He had a good hit off the top there, but it's going away. Let's counter it, please. You're drawing another card, but it's another ridiculous thing. Okay, it's just a 2/2, but he can. It's a card draw engine. He'll get to draw so many cards with this. It's not funny. Okay. At the moment, I'm going to have to keep the Illusionist back. How many card draw engines has this guy had so far? I just counted one. I had to kill the Nael, and I had to counter the Jodas Codex. I love how he top decks another one after I counter Shanna. I promise I'll stop complaining in a second. This game's not going to go on much longer at this rate. Let's see. He's got 18 cards left. I've got 19. Okay, my turn. Do we have to block? I'd be very happy, actually, if I block Sprouting Goblin. That's killing his card draw engine. He should be He should be drawing an extra card every turn with this. I can hold off his tokens. I'm going to start attacking, and I'm going to win in 5 turns. That's... Yeah, you've got to have a positive attitude with these things. But I guess his deck makes sense. He's got meteorites for mana fixing. But is it? Yeah, it's mostly green, splashing white, splashing blue, splashing black. And of course you've got the random Sprouting Goblin. Oh, of course he top decks are really good. It's really the perfect time to top deck Urborg Repossession. I said I promised I'd stop complaining. I lied. Oh, we get to do something cool. Okay, obviously he's gonna attack with this and pump his team. So 3/3, 2/2, 2/2, and that's horrendous. But we get to do something cool before he does that. And I'm so happy. I'm going to copy Ertai and kill Tsar. Yeah. Because we can't handle his team getting pumped every round. That's going to kill me incredibly quickly. Yes, here we go. First time I've ever cast this, I think. Oh, yeah, it works. It works on Ertai, but Ertai won't stay around. Doesn't give it haste or anything. Legendary permanent I wish to keep is this one. Please, I hope has it queued up and enter the battlefield effect. I guess today we learned something. Okay, now I'll keep the copy. I'll keep the copy. Destroy another target creature or planeswalker. Yes, you'll get to draw a card. Okay. Sure, it's something amazing. And I'm going to keep hitting with a Pixie Illusionist. You see, he gained, of course, he gained 2 life from Urborg Repossession as well. So it's still 5 turns to try and win. What D-top deck? Come on, Lightning Strike. yeah, you can just draw a card like that. Oh, he's top decked. Another way to bring back Zahajanen to pump his entire team. Beautiful. To be fair, I gave him a card, Sprout and Goblin gave him a card, and he had his draw phase, so it's not unexpected that he had something good that turn. And I'll draw a forest. Okay. That's fine. Okay, well, the situation, he's going to attack with everything, so I can't attack the Pixie Illusionist this turn. Do I play a forest? Yes, I'll play a forest. I got to do something cool I thought about when I was making the deck. Copying Ertai to kill something. And he's still got enough mana to draw that extra card. Can't seem to kill all of his card draw engines, unfortunately. Because, well, my deck doesn't exactly have removal. We can't double block Tsar. But I guess what you'd say is, you know, I let him get away with doing nothing the first 5 turns, pretty much, I think. Of course, the other thing, right, I could... Yeah, well, if I had an Ertai in my hand, I could counter that trigger, which might be surprising for him and bad. I think what happens here is we have to chump block here. I mean, this is a good block because we're killing a card draw engine, right? We have to chump block here. We have to chump block here and take 4 damage and live. Okay. Looking like good game. So what's the situation? He's down to 12 cards. He's drawn 3 more cards than me. What did we have early? We had Soaring Drake. I think he had a turn 4 Nael. Was that right? Minus 21 life. Unbelievable. That's right. He did have an early bite down. But yeah, if the domain deck is on 4 colors of mana after 2 turns, they're probably doing pretty well. I think that's fair to say. I'm not going to change my deck. I don't think it was my deck's fault that we lost that. It's getting, yeah, tempting thinking about, oh, let's play 2 Micromancers and all the black removal spells. Maybe we need a lot of removal just to survive in this environment. Okay. Pixie Illusionist is mana fixing, so this can give us green. I'm going first. I've only got 2 land. It's a little bit of a gamble, but 1 land and we get Soaring Drake. I think let's go for it. So I think it's either or with the it's either Micromancers or the combat research. Got a protection spell, okay. And a negate. We're just missing the combat research. Artillery blast. Do we shore up or negate? I'll negate it because negate costs more mana. Okay, we hit a third land. That is huge. Yes, we could play a Hydromancer if we wanted. If we really wanted a 3/2 creature on the ground, but I think we go Soaring Drake here. Yeah, I think negate seems like the right option just because I'm missing green mana and I might need it. Oh, holy cow, we actually hit combat research. Okay. I'll put it on the combat research because there's slightly fewer things that kill the Soaring Drake. You might have a 2 damage red spell, you know. That's my reasoning there. Okay, Ertai. And it's our old friend Nael Avizoa Aeronaut, who's going to be a blocker today. And we can't draw a land, unfortunately. Okay. Right. Do we tap out to play a Soaring Drake? Yes, I think I'm going to tap out. No, or maybe no. I think I feel like that would be losing my nerve here. I've got this sort of aggro instinct of use all your mana every turn to put out creatures. I'm playing a blue deck. I've got to remember that. Do I want a pixie? Another 1/1 flyer though could be useful. Yeah, I'm going to do another 1/1 flyer, no attacks, and end the turn. If he has Gaia's Might, let's see, the only one he's missing is a swamp, is that right? Yeah, so Gaia's Might would be +4/+4. He's going to tail swipe. Okay, I will shore up. Well, this has got hexproof now. He's looking. Okay, he's going to Micromancer and get another tail swipe. So I guess this is the one I wanted for the deck. That would have worked well. Tail swipe. Rona's Vortex. Oh, that's annoying. That's coming next turn. So that is another fantastic one that could have been good. And it looks like we're just not going to draw the land, unfortunately, but we can. We know that. We know that. Oh wait. Well, he's just going to bounce it, isn't it? He doesn't have the kicker cost available. Okay, we're in a horrible situation, and I've got to make a decision here. So I'm going to combat research on an illusionist just to draw a card. I'll sacrifice the illusionist. That'll get through. And because we just need to draw a land. We kept a 2-land hand and got punished. It happens. I think I just attack everything, get some damage through. So I'm not going to chump block with the other Pixie Illusionist, realistically. So I guess this is the combat research game. Not going quite as smoothly as I might have hoped. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're 14 cards into the deck. Yeah, the initial 7 had 2 lands, the next 7 had 1 land. Oh. Well, as I say, I thought this deck might be quite good, but, you know, there's a few other things that get to happen, which can influence the outcome. So once again, it feels like Magical Christmasland manabase. He's got 4. I guess they must be drafting like 6 to 8 lands every draft, and just playing good stuff. Oh, okay, you can wipe the board with that. Well, we have another Soaring Drake. We have all 3 of them. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less. So that's great, isn't it? I can play Soaring Drake and he can kill all of my 3-drops, because both of his... He's gone really greedy. Both of his guys are 4-drops. I say greedy, but it's working for these guys. I don't know why. Well, it helps. I guess it helps that I'm not drawing any land at all, apart from that swamp. I think in game 1 I said I was going to stop complaining, but these domain decks, I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, look at all that mana fixing he needed to use to get his 4 colors. And card draw and scrying. Nope. Well, this has got scrying. He did just scry with this one. There's his 5th color. I think my blockers are going to go bye-bye. All my creatures. I mean, you could say, well, you shouldn't have kept a 2-land hand when you're going first. Maybe you're right. But it had blue lands and blue spells. Oh look, there's a nice big creature. So that's, well, it's 9 damage. We actually hit a land. That's amazing. Death Toucher. That deals with the big boy on the ground. So I think I get maybe, well, it's not exactly a 2-for-1, but Ertai jumps out, kills Nael, blocks Micromancer, and I take 4, and then I can maybe block that next turn. We're going to cling on by our fingernails here. What's his follow-up? Well, he's got a Deathbloom Gardener as well. Okay. That's not so bad. The crystal, we pay the Crystal Grotto tax, but we can get green mana. Bone splinters. Oh well. It's chump blocking time. Or is it? Well, let's try a Frost Fist Strider. You've got to be very careful how you say that. Okay, that's a lot of things that are getting through, unfortunately. Because we have to double block this to kill it. Luckily, I did hit a land. I'm just lousy with lands now. Soaring Drake is pretty good. So we can double block that, block the Rager. Fingers crossed he does not have an instant or sorcery to do the extra 2 damage with this guy. I think that's what we're looking at here. One mana away from getting to clone something. Somehow, the chance of him not having an instant or sorcery when he, exactly at the point when he needs it, I think is astronomically low. I mean, this is one of these guys who's managed to get 5 colours of mana when he needs it. He's playing Phyrexian Rager in his domain deck. He's probably got 2 swamps in the entire deck. And this thing's horrendous. So this is a 7/7, of course. We do not get to... yeah, we needed to top deck a land there, unfortunately. Which is tragic. So, because right now we are chump blocking, killing that. We have to play this so we have 1 less chump block, I think. That's sad. Now, yeah, we've got chump block there, double block there, kill the Rager, and let the infantry through. Could attack for 4 damage as well, which is pretty good. If he's got an instant or sorcery, I can negate it, but it won't stop the cast going off. So this will still be good enough for lethal. Maria's Outrider. Can't even negate the damn thing. Oh, God, I love it. 2 5-color domain decks in a row that just have the... to me, that's the greediest build imaginable. And it's just paying off for them in spades. We're on 0-2. We'll look at the deck and we'll just consider a different strategy. So we've got Micromancer and the Bone Splinters. What we'd be cutting, I think we'd cut 2 combat research. And then we don't need counter spells, in theory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can cut 6 things out of the deck. We're going to need more mana fixing, I think we need the 2 mana workers to come in. So that's 2, 3, 4, and then the 2 bone splinters. Then I think maybe we want cut down and Urborg repossession as well. So maybe we cut Tidepool Turtle and a Soaring Drake. Or maybe, yeah, we're cutting a lot. No, I don't know actually. Haunting could cut Haunting Figment. I mean, we could say, hey, we've had a bit of bad luck in the first 2 games. Maybe this is the best configuration. I'm just making the deck worse by adding Micromancers. And is cut down a good removal spell in this environment is the other thing. Okay, I think I'm gonna do it. Right, we'll drop these 2, drop this, drop these 2, drop this. That's 6 slots. We absolutely have to put the mana workers in now, I think. Micromancers come in. Bone splinters come in. What are we sacrificing for bone splinters? That's the question. It's not a sacrifice. It's kind of it's anti card advantage when we don't have anything good to sacrifice. Yeah, that kind of feels bad. So we want to put these 2 in. The suggestion was drop a turtle, drop a soaring drake, and that's what the deck looks like. So just by looking at a deck, can we tell if it's good? It's kind of hard to do. But what have we effectively done? We've added 3 removal spells. So maybe and 2 of them can kill Nael, Avizoa, Aeronaut, who's been the bane of my life. Snare Spinner can actually block Nael as well. That's worth thinking about. We don't. Yeah, I don't know about. Well, it's a 1 mana spell. What would we drop for Gaia's Mate? Maybe we drop 1 impulse. But I think it feels like I've just made the deck worse. And it's just, we've got all these black spells that are going to be hard to cast because we've got 1 swamp. But if you add it all up, Grotto, Swamp is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In theory, we've got 7 black sources, if we count these illusionists. We add some removal to the deck. This is also a card advantage card, and we add a combat trick as well. And we've got the Micromancer plan. Yeah, I think you just got to be humble and say, hey, I'm not an expert at Magic. I don't know. I can't tell if a deck is good just by looking at it, usually. I don't understand why the domain decks work so well. I even just played one which went really well. It did well. It had a decent amount of card draw and scrying and fixing, which made it work. But It's weird how I'm not seeing that in these domain decks that are smashing me every time. But maybe I'm going a bit over the top, and problem in game 2 there, we kept a 2-land hand on the play and we got punished, even though we had we actually top deck combat research and drew a card off it. We still didn't draw into lands because there was 1 land in the next 7 cards, which I've had that before more than once, I think. Though to see Scavenger helps you scry, by the way, as well. But I don't think we want to do that. I think I can't tell if this... I feel like this is probably a downgrade for the deck. It's probably less good in this form. But I also want to try something different. I do see a lot of people playing Micromancer. I had one Micromancer deck before, and I think I only had 2 1-mana spells, and the one time I got the Micromancer, I'd already drawn both spells. And here we've actually got 5 spells. So there's a pretty good chance my Micromancer is going to be good value. Yes, let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. I think enough discussion. Right. Let's not worry about going 0-3 here. I had high hopes for this deck. I thought, oh yeah, this is like the blue tempo deck. I always lose to that deck. But no, it can just brick like anything else. Even with 2 impulses. Maybe I'm not noticing the times when my opponent's domain deck just bricks. There's been a few wins where, yeah, I've beaten a guy and they still had like 5 cards in their hand. That's a sign it was a domain deck that bricked, I guess. Okay, well, we're up against a diamond player. We have blue and green mana, and these are my main colours. We actually have Tatyova this game. Let's keep this one, and we'll have it'll be a +2/+2, guys. Mate, it's not. Oh, but there's the Micromancer. Okay, so we should survive long enough to get a Micromancer. So that's good news. We may not get the mana to cast the spell we get. But... oh no, Peacekeeper. Of course, I do have one of those in my sideboard. I don't think we want to splash white as well, though. Frost Fist Strider now costs 7. Okay. Well, that's given the game away. He knows I've got Gaia's Might now. So we're going to draw all these black spells that we can't cast. What a great idea this deck was. Soaring Drake, I think. We're going to take 3. We could just use Tatyova here to block the Peacekeeper. I think that is probably a good trade. And we have a card that can bring back Tatyova later. That's my thinking. Because, 3/3 Vigilance is a big deal, I think. He's not attacking. Okay. I was tapped out. Right, we can Micromancer. But we could also Soaring Drake and keep up Gaia's Might mana. That seems good. This can sacrifice and get to 5/4. Okay, 2/3 Menace. He's definitely building up a board here. Okay, so this can get to 5-4 if it sacrifices something. I think, yeah, we don't have to use Gaia's Might here to kill this. But what I want to do is block with Tatyova, Gaia's Might, force him to sacrifice something. Because I think that's a very good trade for me. Gaia's Might. Sacrifice Atrocity. Cool. One less evasion creature to worry about. Right, we're playing Micromancer, so that can block the Peacekeeper, so we start swinging in with Soaring Drake here, I think. Let's keep 1 green mana up to suggest that we have another Gaia's Might. Do we have to reveal the card? I do have to reveal the card. Okay, the game is up. Right, Urborg Repossession to get my Tatyova back. Because we've got Bone Splinters in hand already, so yeah, I think that's reasonable. For that theoretical turn when we actually hit a black mana source. Oh, okay. That's back. Hey, we're up to 6 mana. We can nearly cast our Strider. Right, he knows I've got sort of nothing. Well, I've got Impulse. And I just played that land. That was a little bit of a mistake, because I could Impulse for a black mana source and then have Bone Splinters available. But I think we'll use this on his turn. I think I may as well attack the Drake, because obviously it's not just going to be chump blocking. And what we'll see is if he has another creature, maybe a token, to sacrifice to this. Okay, that's dead. I'm going to Impulse in response. Even though I know I don't have the answer in my hand. Okay, this can actually give me black mana, and it can be a 3/3 flyer. So that's good. Let's take that. You don't reveal your Impulse card as well. Citizen's Arrest. Oh no. So that's 6 damage. 2 removal spells, nice. We have a Crystal Grotto. We have 7 mana. We get to scry as well. Put that to the bottom. We can do black mana now. And I think we will tap down a Peacekeeper. Yes. So we got the black mana source. He's got Citizen's Arrest, and he's going to pay 2 for it extra. And I'm going to take 3 more damage. Okay. Why not? Sure. Okay. Haunting Figment has, you know, I want Bone Splinters written all over it. this is just an annoying 3/3 vigilance. This can get scary and big. So I think, yeah, Figment. Bone Splinters, then take 3 from the Peacekeeper. Or make a 3/3 flyer. Potentially take 6, because I don't know if I want to trade off my Illusionist. Okay, this, I mean, he's got 1 card left. I feel he must have used his removal. I will go for this option. I will go for the kicked Pixie Illusionist. I'm still on 11 life. I can get away with it, you know, being slightly more aggressive and playing to the board. And I'm going to trade off here with a Warhorse. So he can sacrifice Anointed Peacekeeper. I mean, he could have instant speed creatures. White does have that. So I could just trade off with Peacekeeper here and take 3, but this is a more dangerous creature. I'll try this. We'll see what he's got. He's got 2 cards left. He might have the white. Oh, he's got Heroic Charge. Okay. So, how much damage is through? Great. Great. Just great. Great all round. Wonderful. Okay, Urborg Repossession. Unfortunately, that taps my only source of black mana, but it gains me 2 life. Bone Splinters does a 1/1. This is a Pump Knight, so this does 5 damage. If he just taps out. I take 6 from these anyway. So it all just doesn't work. I mean, he was down to 1 card, wasn't he? And a top deck. And of course it was a combat trick. Urborg Repossession has to, because if Bone Splinters doesn't work, then we've got to try Urborg Repossession. I'm not going to gain life from that. Hang on. Yeah, I just realised I wasn't going to gain life from that. But no, I get... no, it's 2 cards I get. That's the point of doing this. We've got 7. So if we have 4 mana left over, we can get another blocker, another 1/1 blocker, which we might need. Let's auto pay all of that. We can't actually gain life because of the Knight of Dusk's Shadow. And yeah, there, we've got our 4 mana. We've tapped 2 green. We've managed to tap 2 green. Thanks, Auto Tapper. He only needed 1 green. It tapped 2 green. Okay. No problem. Love losing games this way. Right. Well, we might live 1 more turn. We can chomp block 2 of these. This can get through for 5. Hey, we tried something new for game 3. We tried the Micromancer, and yeah, it ended up in getting citizens arrested, but it kind of worked. So I guess this, yeah, this is Menace. Yeah, we've got a block like this. Double chomp block. My favourite. And then we need a board sweeper, which we don't have in the deck. But he doesn't know that. So Tatyova plus a land, and that would have been 2 blockers. Should have maybe been holding my land back until I played Tatyova. That would have been very smart, and then I'd have had another 3/3 blocker. This only copies a creature I control, and it's 7 mana. Okay. By the way, I can do something here. I can still do something. I can take out his menace creature with bone splinters. But yeah, this is definitely not a bone splinters deck. That felt very bad to sacrifice a 3/2 creature to do that. Yeah, we downgraded the deck, I think, but hey, we tried something different, and I was fed up after those first 2 games. So my prediction was true. I thought that after I made the deck, this is a good deck. This is like a blue tempo deck. And then I thought, sometimes the deck you think's really good goes 0-3, and that's what's happened. So, okay, we will add that to our decks. I'll have a look at what we ended up with here. So, it's okay. It's my best attempt at Micromancer deck because I got 2 Micromancers and I got 5 1-drop spells. The problem is we were splashing black. Hard to cast these things, and it's bone splinters, which doesn't work very well in the deck because it is just a straight up 2-for-1. I'm not making any tokens apart from the land tokens with Tatyova, which we never actually saw because of the auto tapper, having other ideas. Although to be fair, yeah, I wasn't thinking, and I played the land first, so I would have got Tatyova out, but I wouldn't have got the land out. So maybe there was a way of surviving for an extra turn in that game. Then of course, probably could have copied something with Elvish Hydromancer because I'd have had a creature out. You see, there was maybe a path there. There was a line of play that would have helped me survive a few more turns. But my instinct is this is a downgrade of the deck, and yeah, I think that was borne out by that game. We kind of, in game 2 we got mana screwed, so I shouldn't have taken that game too seriously. I think we had a pretty decent combat research deck in the first 2 games, but yeah, we ran into magical chrismasland domain decks, which just got everything they needed. But yeah, okay. It was interesting building that deck. It was frustrating playing against those decks, but it was interesting. Put it down to experience, I think. Yeah, I don't feel too bad about changing the deck. I felt this was my best attempt at Micromancer, so I thought I'll give it a shot. Okay, let's claim our prize. Yep, get a pack. We are up to do a little pack check. We are up to 113 packs. We have still some time left for the last draft. 2 hours 49 to sign up. Okay, yeah, I think that is a video. Didn't go quite as well as I hoped, but thanks for watching.